Hello there and welcome to this Astranti Connect video on the advantages and disadvantages of doing the CPCAB Level 2 course both online or in person. Now, it's important to stress that this video is not intended as an advert for one method or the other. Different methods will suit different people, so it's up to you to weigh up the advantages and disadvantages and see which one works for you. Therefore, let's start with the advantages and disadvantages of the different methods. So firstly, let's start with the benefits of live online learning. So first of all, accessibility is really important. A big problem with people getting on to counselling training courses is that there are certain barriers. For example, if you live in a part of the country where there are no centres near you where you can train as a counsellor, it may be more difficult for you to commute, for example. Or if you are a disabled person, it may be more difficult for you to attend physical in-person classes. Therefore, having classes be available online really improves accessibility for people who need it and for people for whom in-person classes would be a problem. Secondly, we've got convenience. Now, this isn't just it being more convenient. Sometimes it can make a real difference to your own mental health and your own well-being while doing the CPCAB Level 2 course. For example, if you can study from the comfort of your own home, if you are a caregiver or have children, you have the benefit of being able to learn from home without having to find arrangements for other forms of care. You could also choose your preferred learning environment. For example, if you have a specific room in your house where you find it easy to concentrate, this may help you do better on the course. Another benefit of convenience is that you save time and money which you would spend on a commute to a physical centre. No one wants to be driving late at night back from a class after a tiring day, and doing classes online saves you from this annoyance. There's also technological skills that you would learn. In the counselling landscape today, digital counselling is growing in size, and you will likely, if not definitely, have to teach. Have to host clients online. Therefore, learning these technological skills is an important part of being a counsellor. Being able to navigate online platforms and work virtually are essential skills that you will need to gain. Now let's look at some advantages of in-person counselling. So this gives you the benefit of immediate in-person interaction. Now, during lockdown, for example, many of us missed having classes in person, whether it was at university or working from home. So therefore, many people now prefer face-to-face engagement and thrive in a vibrant, more direct exchange of ideas. And many students even form long-lasting friendships from being in classes with other potential counsellors. Next, there's networking. Now, this is something of a dirty word, but it doesn't have to mean that you go up to someone and ask them for their LinkedIn, for example. It can mean that you benefit from forming a network of other people who are passionate about counselling and helping people. For example, if you pop out for lunch together with a couple of other trainee counsellors, you may learn things or build new connections that change the way you think about counselling and may help you be a better counsellor in the future. And finally, we've got hands-on learning. Now, by this we mean that counselling training often involves role-playing, hands-on practice, things like that, and therefore in-person classes enable a more seamless and immediate practice of these hands-on activities as you're physically present. This means you can absorb nuances in body language, for example, of the other people in the class or your tutor, facial expressions, and dynamics between different people, which help you develop your counselling skills. Now, with that done, we can move on to the disadvantages of live online counselling. So, firstly, a disadvantage of this online learning is that some people may not have a home environment that is suitable for online classes. For example, in the previous slides, I said that an advantage could be that if you have to look after a child, it might be easier to learn from home. But if you have a child who is quite noisy or needs a lot of attention, it may not be easy to concentrate in the home environment, and therefore you may wish to take some time away from that and study elsewhere. Or simply, it could just be that you have a noisy environment with a lot of traffic on your road, or a neighbor upstairs who likes playing drums very loudly. So, this could be something that could mean online learning is not for you. And personal relationships. Some people just do find it harder to build personal relationships and rapport with either their tutor or other students online. And if this applies to you, then in-person learning might be better. Now, some disadvantages of in-person learning. So, firstly, there's the accessibility issue. Unfortunately, counselling centres aren't geographically distributed in the most fair manner, and therefore this means that some students will find it harder to access classes in person. In addition, it also means that some people may not have access to it if they have a disability, and therefore having classes in person can limit the range of people who are able to train as counsellors. It also adds an extra burden if people do need to commute into the class, as this is in effect an extra cost for going to the in-person classes. And secondly, we've got classroom distractions. For example, even though tutors will do their very best to make their classroom a welcoming environment for everyone, there may be elements of the class that prove distracting. Just like any classroom you'll have been in before, either at school or university or elsewhere, there can be distractions that crop up in any classroom, and this is something that is less easily controlled in person, perhaps, than it can be online. Therefore, if this may be an issue for you, you may wish to consider online learning for your counselling training. So that brings us to the end of this video on the benefits of live online counselling training versus in-person counselling training. When you're making your choice, consider your learning preferences, your comfort with different levels of technology, and what suits your individual needs and context best. Thank you for joining us in this video, and for more information, visit our website at astranticonnect.com or contact our customer service team, who will be happy to help assist you in getting on to the CPCAB Level 2 course that suits your needs best. Thanks for watching, and see you in another Astranti Connect video.